All right, we're going live. We're going live. Here we go. Double check, make sure we go live. All right. Let me clean my tools, bro. 1 second. And we're live. We're live. Last thing I want to do, move this laptop a little bit so I can see the engagement. All right. I just started going live earlier today, so we'll see what's up. Why? Why?
I'm so scared.
Hold on.
I'm scared of spiders, bro.
There was a spider just now.
A spider came running at me just now, dog.
I'm scared of shit too.
Yeah, I don't like spiders either, bro.
Oh shit. Oh man. Might be the last time we see dude.
All right, we're gonna start right now. Let me just put my Instagram stream too. There we go. All right, we're live. We're live. So I just want to make sure everybody knows what I got going on here at the barber shop on my station. We're about to do a live stream. Okay. So let's put this up right here. Put this up somewhere. All right. Let's do this. Let's do this. So we're gonna start off with the magic clips today. Actually, before we start, I want to just say thanks to Dante here for allowing this tutorial to go down. All right, man? Appreciate that, man. You guys want to follow him on Instagram at Dante Shaw. Dante Shaw is in the descriptions. Just go ahead and follow him, all right? All right, so we're going to get started right now, bro. So he does a 1.5 on top with the grain. So I like to start by doing that first. Get that out the way. Get my canvas ready. I do. All right. Right there. All right. And I just continue going with the grain, just getting all the hairs down to 1.5, following the pattern of his head. If this is your first time here on this channel, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell because we will be going live a lot more on this channel, giving you guys a real world scenario of the barber shop, what it entitles, and how to do haircuts at the shop. So the first part, you know, just take your time. Make sure you get all the hair on the top of the head down to a 1.5. Nothing too crazy. I just want to make sure all his waves are nice. And we look pretty good there. I'm going to blow him off, get all the hairs off of him. And now we're going to start the fun part, the high taper. Now, I've done this a couple times on him before, and he really likes it. I remember sometimes you just got to talk to the client, you know what I mean? He used to get a regular blowout. And you know, one time I told him, hey, you got great hair for a high taper. You want to try it out? He was like, yeah, why not? And we went ahead and did it, and he actually fell in love with it. So sometimes you want to always just, you know, tell clients sometimes what you think could look good on them as well. Here, let me grab those hairs on your nose. And here we go. So now, for the high taper, I like to start off with my fast feeds. All right, on the fast feeds, I put the one magnetic, and I open it. I like to set up my haircut, all right? I set my guideline. It's a guideline, but I like to call it a setup, you know, because we're setting it up. So there you go. So 1.5 open, just kind of about there, you know what I mean? I'm eyeballing it at this point, but when you're first starting, you may not know where exactly, but it's about there, all right? So that's a 1.5 open. Now I'm gonna go half. Took off the guard and just keep it open. And we're gonna go real high. All right, now going parallel to what we just did. So it's like 2 lines like this, all right? So now, I'm gonna work in this area here right now. My half area. What I'm gonna do, grab my T outliners and get them down to the skin. All right, there you go. So I set my skin. Now I'm gonna go back to the fast feed and I'm gonna start off close. All right. Just literally, I'm just using the corners. Just the corners. Hitting right at that line where I just created with the T outliner. And now I'm gonna open it slightly. I wanna divide it into about 5 segments. So there's one, and I'm gonna go a little higher. Open it up a little bit more, and we're gonna keep going higher. Right there. A little bit more. And now completely open. We're just gonna pretty much bring it up to where we already were. All right, so there we go. Now I'm gonna take my 16th magnetic. All right, 16th. And I'm hitting right at this dark area right here. Just like that. It's all corners. If you guys notice, his hair looks to be going down this way. So I want to brush it a little bit and then go against it at an angle. I close it about halfway, and I'm going to continue hitting right there so it can blend into that open half. Okay, right around there. Guys, for those watching me on Instagram, I am live streaming this in HD on YouTube. Go to Fade Flicks channel. Fade Flicks, think of Netflix for barbers. Fade Flicks, and then go watch the live stream there if you want to, where I have it in full HD. All right, I got my full-on production equipment here. So now we have our high taper pretty much set up. right here. I've noticed a little bit of a shade there, so I'm gonna go ahead and touch that up right there. I'm literally just opening and closing to my desired length so I can get the blend that I need, okay? You as the artist should know exactly what that is depending on the situation. Okay? So now we're there. Now I'm gonna go back to the magic clips and I'm gonna grab the same one guard that was on there. And I'm gonna go down with it, but I did a 1.5. If you guys remember when I started, I did a 1.5 open, or one open, making it a 1.5. But now in this area right here, I can continue going this way against the grain, but what happens is that you can tend to bring it up, so what I'm gonna do is close it and go down with it. This will also help lay the hairs down in this area right here. So it softens that transition right there. Okay? So as you can see already, the blend is almost done right there. All right? I'm gonna hit it a little bit more. Just like that, okay? And now I'm gonna go against it just a little bit, but I don't wanna go down against it completely flat. If you notice my clipper is flat right here, I'm gonna come up at an angle so it kinda just rakes the hairs a little bit. Okay? And that blend right here on this side is pretty much done. Once I shape them up, I'll be able to see any missing little bits or pieces. But for now, we're gonna continue moving forward. We're gonna go ahead with the back. Okay, so let me focus the camera here so you can see what I'm saying. All right, so now we're gonna do the back. We got the same magic clips, and we're gonna go with the one open and pretty much do a setup again. We're gonna do our guideline, setting them up exactly where we want, and we're gonna work below all that. Now to the fast feeds, I'm gonna open them. Pretty much what I did on the sides, but I'm gonna do it in the back now, you know. I wanna leave about, I would say about an inch to half an inch. An inch, I'll say an inch. Just below the line that I just created with the 1.5. Okay? So now anything below that half can be removed with the T outliners. And we're gonna go ahead and remove that. And I'm using the corners of the T outliners to blend into the half. Okay? This will help blend it in so where I don't have to go through the little process of fading it out. It doesn't have to be 100% blended because at the end of the day, your naked eye will pick it up like it's blended. See, now it looks like it's just one line. Some people be overstressing that. As long as it's good enough for the naked eye, and you as an artist, you should be fine. All right, so now I'm gonna start off close right here at this half line, okay? I know this is the half line and this is a 1.5, but I'm gonna use my corners to get into this 1.5 with this clipper, with the fast feeds and no guard, okay? So I'm gonna start off by going right into the 1.5. And I'm gonna work my way down at this point. This is literally just all cornered. I'm barely using, I'll say about the first 3 or 4 teeth. Okay. Now I switch sides because on this side the hair grows this way, but on this side the hair grows in this way. So they kind of just meet towards the middle here. So over here, I can go this way. and it's a lot more comfortable for my hand. I mean, you can still go this way, but you're kind of forcing it that way. You get me? So by going this way, you just kind of goes more natural. Okay, now, even though it looks really, really good at this point, I'm still gonna go in here, close it about halfway, and use the corners down below to make sure that transition is smooth, very smooth. Okay. Remember, notice how I'm switching the sides? It's just because the hair grows opposite this way, so it just makes sense to use that side. Okay? So now I'm pretty much happy with the blend. All right, it's nice and tight. Now I'm gonna continue working my way up. Okay, so I'm gonna put the number two magnetic on here, and you see this shadowed area here, this little bulk area. I'm gonna work on that. I'm not gonna worry about this one down here. I'm gonna worry about the one up here right now, because this I can remove with my number one. But I'm gonna go right into this so it blends into the top, and then I'm gonna get that. Now notice, what's cutting is in here, not out here. So even though it looks like I'm way up there, realistically, my cutting blade is barely getting here. Okay? So we're gonna focus on that. This is where I'm really cutting. Okay, so now I removed the shadow that was annoying me because it needed to be removed. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of corners here just to blend into the higher areas. But now I know I'm heading the right direction. So you can see already the transition is looking a lot more smoother. So now I'm gonna start going in here with the number one open. Looks like the stream is frozen. Let me double check. Oh no, we're good. The stream is good. Okay. So now we're gonna start hitting here with the one open on the fast feeds. One open. All this is just corners. Everything's corners. When it comes to a blowout, you want to use corners. Corners is keys. So now I closed it, and I'm gonna fade a little bit more down. It's always a good idea to cross-reference with the mirror. Trust the mirror. Make the mirror your best friend. The mirror is going to show you where you need to work on. Me personally, I have mirrors all around me, so I look at all of them. I use them all. I use the close one, the one right in my station, and I also use a further one, sometimes the one across from my station, because I like to see what the fade is going to look like right here up close, as well as further back. What it looks like when the client walks away from me and has left my chair. At the distance, that fade is also important. So trust the mirrors. Okay. So now I'm gonna go back down to the open fast feeds. Literally just using corners and making sure that the transition is fully completed now. Just picking out the details. In order to achieve a nice blend, you gotta make sure you get those details in there real nice. That's what it comes down to, the detail. Fade is only as good as the amount of detail you put into it. Back to the one. If you notice right here, there we go.
You are now riding with DJ Juice.
Compliments to the DJ. He keeping us live on this live stream. Oh, he turning it up now. It's always good to have a DJ at the barber shop who's a daytime barber, nighttime DJ. So now we go back to the magic clips with the one, and we're gonna do the same thing. We went down with the 1.5, right? We removed all that. Oh, look. 1.5 is getting some still. That's one open, that's the one open. All right, so now in this area here where you see that shadow, we're gonna close it, and we're gonna go ahead down with it. That's Jackson. MJ.
Who's that?
Young Michael right there.
Motion, action.
So now I got the 1.5. I opened it and I'm gonna just continue detailing here.
Who's my guy? Pick his feet. He probably did. Alright, I'm not gonna mess you up. I'm not gonna mess you up, bro.
Thank you, Bam Bam.
We said wait. You think I'm funny? No, also you keep fully in it. You gonna live. You got that mic? Nah, I can't get that mic. I can get a little mic. A little bit. See that mic?
Okay. So the back is pretty much done. Once we shape them up, again, you'll be able to see a lot more detail and little areas you can still tweak and perfect, you know what I mean? But for now, we're gonna continue moving forward. Don't get stuck in something, you know, because if you get stuck, then you start holding the client up, taking your time, and that's not good, you know what I mean? Don't overstress it. So we're gonna do the same thing here now, all right? Let me adjust the camera. Okay. So we're gonna go again with the 1 on the fast feeds open. And we're gonna pretty much set it up. So there's our setup, okay? So now that we got our setup, see what I'm saying? Now we're gonna do a parallel line with the fast feeds, your half open. All right, so your clipper's open. Set your parallel line to it. Here's one, here's the other. Okay, so here we go with the Andy's T outliner. And we're gonna skin that out. So now we're starting off close again, very lightly, going right into that line. Now we're gonna slightly open it. And we're gonna repeat the same steps all over again. You're gonna pretty much go opening in little increments till you get all the way open. So there we go. We got we're back up to the half. So there we go. So now we're gonna go ahead and do the number 1. Back to the 1. And we're gonna go a little higher. All right, fading out that heavy line here. There we go. You guys can see I removed some of that weight line that was there. We're gonna grab the 16th guard. And using just the corners to be precise, selecting the spots I want to fade. There we go. Now I'm going to take off the guard, and with it open, really make sure I blend in all the missing detail. There we go. I'm gonna get my magic clips and go with the grain now. Okay. Remember, we did a 1.5 top open. We went like this. We're gonna go like that one time. Make sure we get everything, and then we're gonna close it and go down to a 1 and hit right at that shade. Always removing the shadows. Right there. So now?
I'm not buying your Halloween costume.
No, I'm buying it myself. I'm saying, can we go together?
Can we go together?
Yes. It'd be better if we go to Canada. I don't want to.
And I'm using the 1.5 open
I can write down.
just to remove
I can write down for you.
any unwanted shadows.
Man, cause I got my son to worry about. Man, you a grown ass man, man. I gotta worry about finding my kid out of the way.
Guess what? I want to get this
Shit.
I love you, bro.
My kid Halloween come before your Halloween, man.
Hey, what day your kid born? Huh? When is he born?
When was my son born? This is 2014.
Oh, no, wrong. What month was he born?
December.
Oh, he December baby.
Born on Christmas Eve.
Oh, that's right. You know Jennifer, don't you? Miss Evelyn born.
Yeah.
She born on Christmas.
Yeah.
There we go.
She told you?
Yeah.
You know she turned 22 this year.
Yeah, I know. I remember last year her birthday.
Oh, did she find you? Sure, the people are good with you. She found you.
That don't have nothing to do with
You a dog. I had to change this right.
that at all. Should have kept the subject going on Halloween.
Okay. Hey, I want to get a fro like that.
So now we're gonna shape them up.
Man, listen.
Oh yeah, if I can't get the fro out, I'm just leave it alone. Thanks, Alex.
Just running around the haircut real quick, seeing any little spot I see, so that when I do the shape up, it can be as crispy as possible. All right, so let's prep up the hairline. Gonna go ahead and hit them with the topic. I mean, not the topic, the spritz. Want to make sure that spritz is all over his hairline, so that when we shape him up, it comes out nice and crispy, nice and sharp. You're gonna shave the beard, right? So for the beard, I'm just doing open with my clipper. Blow out real quick. Notice how I asked him to blow out? I simply just do that because the cheek tends to be a soft part of the skin. So by blowing out, he puts tension on the face, bringing out the hair follicles there, and I'm able to even it out no problem. It's just a simple way to ease yourself. Makes it easy for you. Blow out real quick. Okay. Lift your head up. So the reason why I apply the spritz into the hairline and continue moving forward is because you want to let the spritz dry up a little bit. When the spritz dries up, it holds the hair in place when you're doing the shape up. So you want to make sure you give it time to dry. So instead of wasting time and waiting for it to dry, I utilize my time by continuing to do something else with the client. Look all the way up. Mustache too, right?
Hello?
All right. So now we can continue now with the T outliners to do the shape up. Okay. I'm just gonna, since it's a half, it's easier to blend out with just your edges into the beard. Okay. So here we go. We're gonna start here.
Right there, stay right there. Now, I'm gonna call his roommate right now.
Okay. And I'm gonna work my way this way, and then we'll leave the front for last. Always make sure when you're shaping up around the client's ear to move the client's ear out of the way. This will prevent your clippers nicking them in the ear, as well as it gives you better visibility for you to see what's going on and give them a nice shape up around the ear. Always make sure you clean up nicely around the ears. Now we're gonna do the other side. Again, holding the ear. And you also gotta try to be gentle, not to press so hard with the edges around the ear. That's soft skin there. Sometimes you can cut the client. So let the machine do the work. Don't force the machine to do the work. Okay. So now let's shape them up in the front here. And for this part, I want to make sure that the camera's in full focus. There we go. So first I identify how high I need to go. And then I do a little bit one way and a little bit towards the other side. Then I go to the corner. Pretty much from the corner, work my way back to the center. And as long as that's straight, I should be straight. the same thing on the other side. Start at the corner and work my way to the middle. So here we go. Now what I'm gonna do now, I'm just making sure all these little hairs that brush down right here are getting trimmed. Just gotta save that line. So now what I'm gonna do is just double check on the mirror. I'm gonna go stand behind the client and look into the mirror with him and see any little spots. See, like right here and right there. So I don't know if you guys noticed or were able to see it, but those hairs kept getting in the way. So what I ended up doing was bringing it up with the comb and trimming them so that they don't hang over. A little bit here. All right. Now we're gonna line up his beard. Look up. When I do the lineup on the beard, just below the neck, I don't like to go down with it. I like to work my way up. Just because most of the time our edges are very zero gap and very sharp. So for the most part, I go up. Now if I feel like I need to go down, there are those exceptions. Then you go down with the edges. But for the most part, I like working my way up. It's less painful on the client's neck. See, here's one of the exceptions. Right now I want to make sure that line is crispy down below, so I'm gonna line them up. But to remove all the other hair, I work my way up. And always try to be gentle. Don't push the edgers, don't force it. Just let the edgers do what it has to do. A lot of clients appreciate a light hand. Nobody likes to have a clipper being jammed into their head multiple times, repetitively. So just be gentle, try to be as light-handed as possible. Okay, so now I'm gonna prep my blade. Before I do this blade, I usually do a hot towel. So you guys will watch that right now. Get all that excess hair off the client's face before you put that hot towel on there. Because if not, all those hairs will be getting stuck there later. Okay? So let me adjust the camera a little here. Okay. Ooh. Fogged up the lens. All right. Ah. Always a good idea that before you put the hot towel on the client, that you check this temperature. Make sure it's not too hot. Nice and hot. There we go. So then I usually use this time while the client's sitting there to either go on Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook and promote, show that I do these type of services, or clean up my station a little, put all the guards that I just used and everything. Because all that's remaining is the blade at this point. So then I clean up, so I'm ready for the next client as soon as I'm done. Put all the scissors back and anything you can use, you know what I mean? Put it all back, clean up your station, look like an organized barber. It's always a good thing to look like a person who takes care of his station. You look clean, you know. You don't want to be that messy barber, because clients notice that. They do notice it. They might not say something. Some of them might be comfortable enough to say something, but for the most part, most clients won't tell you something. You know, and it's always a good idea to try to be a clean barber. Just speaks well of you. Hope you guys are enjoying these type of tutorials. I'm trying to just bring it as organic as I can, right to your hands, your phones, your tablets, whatever it is. Come back and double check the temperature of the towel. It can sit there a little longer. All right, so now we're ready to remove the towel. I'm gonna remove it first. I love doing this hot towel service. It's just nice. Clients appreciate it. And it helps me out. It makes shaving the hair so much easier. Turn your head for me. Blow out. Now Dante here likes to keep his beard nice and wide as possible. So I'm just following his natural I got a little bit of USC. I see you, Juice. And then we're gonna turn the other way. The blade just glide once you use the hot towel. I don't have to be tugging on the hair. It just literally glides. This is an easy way to elevate yourself as a barber, to stand out at the shop that you're at. All right. Welcome back, Dante. All right, so we're gonna fix the camera here. Signal went off. Come on. So I don't like fiddling with it too much. There we go. We're back. All right. All right, the only thing I'm gonna do sitting up is stretch your lip. I don't know if you guys noticed, before I put the hot towel, I did not pass the edgers on there. And it's because the hot towel softens it so much that I don't even need to do that step. I'm able to sharpen them up nice and sharp simply by just using the hot towel and get that curve in there. Now, last thing I like to do for Dante here is I grab the shears and I get any little hair that might be standing up. And before, I showed Dante the mirror one time, and I told him, hey, you want me to get all those little hair streaks? He was like, sure, and then he saw it after, and he was like, whoa, makes such a big difference. Want to make sure you go through all the details. And if you stuck around this long, you're in for a surprise. A lot of people don't know about that airbrush. The air compressor with the color. Oh man, they about to learn today if they're watching. So at this point, I'm pretty much done. This part's done already. But I'm gonna take it a step further. We're gonna, before we actually spray on the color, we're gonna hit you with the alcohol. It's a new one, by the way. This smells good, huh? I went out. I've been trying to find that one. I found it, man, and bought like 3 of them right away. 'Cause you don't find that too often. All right, so now we're gonna use an airbrush compressor to enhance the haircut. As you guys can see, the haircut is nice, it's finished, but the enhancers just add an element of cleanliness. It just makes it look nicer. I don't want to say clean, but here we go. Just makes it look sharper. This is Kiss. Kiss is a semi-permanent color. This is that photo finish element here. This right here, it's a game changer. And I know a lot of barbers, you know, talk down about this, but the way I feel about it is anything that makes a haircut look better. At the end of the day, me as an artist, my job is to make a haircut look amazing, and it looked good right before. But this can take it just a step further. It's an art form. Where's that? Grab that 1.5 one more time. Might be some longer ones here. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Sometimes with the color, you're gonna have some overspray, so just make sure you brush that, or like, not brush it, but use the blade to scrape it off. Anything that might have oversprayed. Dante, how we looking, bro? All right. Last but not least, once you use the Kiss on top and everything, hit them with the spritz one more time just to hold the hairs down, color in. Should last them about 2 washes. And my boy here is all set. Thank you guys for tuning in. Dante, thank you very much.
5 words, right? 5 words.
5 words?
Best barber, South Florida, just got.
Say it closer to the mic. Go ahead, say it.
5 words. 5. Best barber, South Florida. No cap.
Appreciate those words, man. Let's stop the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, this is your boy Shadow the Barber. Make sure you follow me on IG, and don't forget to follow Dante Dante Schultz on IG as well. All right, guys.